Okay, we're going to do a ramp, and this time I'm going to do it a little slower because we missed some of the screens. So I want to pick a 2D shape, pick on the screen, and then when I'm finished, I tell it I'm finished. Let's scroll in a little bit. Now we're going to do our path. So we do a left click on the center, drag it out, finish with a right click, and make that 120. Now we want to create another line 6 feet to the right of that, so let's do a construction line. So I pick a left and then I finish off with a right, and we make that 72, and we uncheck our construction line. Now we're back into our 2-point, so we click our left mouse here, drag it up straight, do a right mouse click, and then type in 120. Now we want to finish with an arc at the top, so we're going to do a 3-point arc. So that's our first point, second point, and we're going to leave that as 36. So now we have our path. So now we finish that, and I want to make sure I have the bottom facing me. So now I want to create another profile on the end point of that. So now let's create another shape, and let's a 2-point shape. Let's pin this. So now we want a point at the end point of that. So now I pick my location, so I say OK. Now I want a rectangle, so I use the point there, left click, drag it out, then do a right click, and then my width is going to be 36, and the height is going to be 48. It's obviously differing from what we have, but we know that the width here is going to be the length, and the width here is the height. So now you see we have our one profile finished. But now that's our starting profile. Now we need an ending profile. So we want to do another 2D shape, again at the point on the end of our path, and then when we finish we check OK. And so now we have our grid at the end of our point, or end of our line. We want another rectangle, and we click left mouse here, drag this out, do a right mouse click, and then we want to make that 36 inches wide, and this one we're going to finish at 6 inches. So now we have two profiles and our path. So now we click on one profile, hold the shift key down, and click on a second profile. Then we do a right click, and a menu pops up, and then on that menu you'll see the Loft command. So we pick the Loft command. Another dialog box comes up. This time we want to add a locator, which is going to be our 2D profile, and that's going to be that path, and we're going to use that locator as a guide path. So then we click on as guide path, we have our locator, and our two profiles were already selected. So now when we click OK, we have our path. Starts out at 48 inches, and it tapers down, and it ends at 6 inches, and it's 36 inches wide. So that would be our ramp.